All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Anderson, then open it up for questions.
Oh, it's tough. It's real tough. It's tough losing. It's tough saying goodbye to seniors. We just didn't play perfect today, and we needed to play perfect. And JMU played amazing. Alexander threw an unbelievable game, competed the whole way through, and we made too many mistakes and some costly mistakes that cost us some runs, and not able to come back from that. But I'm just so proud in where this program is and what we've done over the last few years and the legacy that our seniors left.
We'll get it started with Natalie Jones.
Coach, obviously after that last out, a lot of clear emotion from Kayla, Hattie, you. Can you kind of take me through those emotions you guys are feeling on the field and in the locker room just now?
What's so hard is it's the end of their career. And they don't have, there's professional softball, and if they wanted to keep playing, but they're not going to make a living off of it. So when you say goodbye to something that has been such a huge part of your life, and then when you have such a great year and you absolutely love playing with the people next to you, to have to say goodbye to that, it hurts. And that's what they're going through right now, and it's going to sting for a while. But the thing is that they put 2 championship banners up on the outfield wall. They got this program back to hosting a super regional. And those are the memories. I mean, that's the legacy that's going to live on for years and years, that they set a different standard that the younger players are going to experience. But having to say goodbye to the game that they love is hard.
Eric Blum.
Hey, Larissa, what do you think that the people who are going to be back are going to learn most from this experience?
I mean, Kendall Bailey just said in the locker room that you treasure every single moment, and you never ever take for granted that, next year will be different, because it doesn't. You don't have the same, even if you had everybody coming back, it's not the same. But for the younger players, and especially our pitchers, to experience what it's like to host a super regional and the expectations and the level that they have to play at. I mean, they're learning so much along the way that they're going to continue to grow throughout the rest of their careers. I mean, nothing will take a place of what they just experienced. And they're going to remember this hurt that they're feeling right now, and make sure that they don't want to feel this way again.
Colin O'Brien.
Yeah, Coach, pitching staff had been so good this postseason. Like you said, you just didn't play perfect today. What were some of the takeaways you had for what these freshmen did in the circle for you these 6 games this postseason?
Oh, they gave us a chance. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Every single game from postseason on, they gave us a chance, and they competed their butts off, and gave us opportunities. Today just caught up to us, and Jordan threw unbelievable, and Krings came in, and we made some mistakes behind our pitchers today, and we can't do that. You can't do that at this level, but absolutely no regrets whatsoever.
Ben Arnett.
Larissa, do you feel like once that initial sting you kind of mentioned fades over time, do you feel like this group is going to be really motivated by today once they hit the off season?
When you work so hard all year long and you think about what we had to overcome, I mean, postseason was taken away from us last year. So this mission has been almost 2 years in the making, and so many teams across the country could have folded. There could have been, more sanctions and drama, and the team could have fallen apart, but they continued to battle, and they had their sights set on what they just accomplished. And it's just going to motivate them from here on out to say, we're getting back there. We're hosting every single year, no question. And we're going to just continue to put this program in the situation that it's in right now.
Dave Matter.
Larissa, I think your hitters were 0 for 7 with runners on today. Was that more Alexander or more just players trying to do a little bit too much at the plate, or what'd you think?
I'll tip my cap to Alexander first, because she just threw, and I thought they called a great game. She had been living outside with her outside curveball, and she was jamming us like crazy. So they definitely made the adjustments, and I don't think we counterattacked soon enough to be able to make those adjustments. We were swinging at, and I'll look back at video and see if we're swinging at balls in there. But I mean, we had runners in scoring position multiple times, and she just made those big pitches in those key situations, and that's why she is as good as she is.
Shane Metlin.
At the start of the week, you said you didn't want Kay Gordon to be the one to beat you. how surprised are you that one, she didn't get a hit this weekend, and two, JMU still able to take 2 or 3 in that situation?
I mean, she's a great player. It just shows you that we were making great pitches. Jubas hurt us. So it's one of those where, there was a time where we had second and third and Gordon was up, and I was saying, on paper, I should walk Gordon here to go to Jubas, but Jubas was on fire. She was seeing the ball really, really well all weekend long. So we made great pitches against Gordon, and we just left a little bit too much on the plate in some key situations.
Thank you.
I know it's hard to put it in perspective right now, but if you could summarize this team this season, how would you sum it up?
I mean, if I was going to just use a couple words, it's their grit, their determination. I mean, they never, ever back down. They're just fierce competitors, and they have passion for playing the game. I think that's what hurts me so much is when your team does everything that you ask them to do and they come up short, you're hurt. You feel for them. They have bought in, like these seniors, like you think about from day one. So I've only been here 3 years and it's 2.5 seasons. And they have bought into this program. They bought into the work ethic and the determination and the standards where other people left. And that's what makes me so proud, because we wouldn't be able to do it without kids like that. The kids that have said, Coach, what do you want me to do? I'll do it. And they have completely bought into everything that this program stands for. And that's the legacy that they're leaving for those younger players. To be able to turn this program around as fast as we did, we wouldn't be able to do it without those seniors and our coaching staff and our complete support staff, because everybody has been on the same page to, own it, to accept the responsibility for what their success and failures are.
To follow that up really quickly, do you feel like years down the line, this will be a team that you look at and remember for, years and years down the line?
I mean, absolutely. And that's why it's so important for me to have those years up on the wall. Because then they come back for alumni day and they know that they were a part of it. And it's going to be memories like this and throughout the entire year that those stories continue to get passed down year after year after year.
Anthony, go ahead.
Coach, you've mentioned the seniors a lot and their leadership. Just kind of how do you expect these other players to kind of step into those leadership roles, and where do you expect that leadership to come from for the next season and going forward?
The special thing is that we do have Brooke Wilmus and Kim Wirt coming back. So they're going to use their COVID years to come back. And the mentoring that they've provided has just been amazing. But it's the experience that your freshman pitchers, your Jenna Lairds, your Alex Honolds, your Riley Frizzels, of the level that they need to compete at all the time and how they need to uphold those standards. It's like next year you don't want to come back and do anything less than what this team did.
Taylor?
Hey, Coach, you talked about those errors behind the pitchers. What kind of an impact do those costly errors have on the pitchers, on the momentum?
I mean, you can't make mistakes like that against a quality team like JMU. It puts too much pressure on the pitchers. It puts too much pressure on the offense. Because when you feel like you have to score, now you're trying to do too much. But I mean, we made some costly mistakes behind our pitchers, and there's no excuse for it. They know it. There's sometimes that's just what happens, and we just have to be able to rebound. And what the pitchers need to learn from it is that mistakes are going to happen behind them, that they have to get us out of some of those innings.
All right, we have time for 2 more questions. First from Colin.
Yeah, Coach, kind of along the same lines. Kim went for the lead runner in the 6th inning, but went to first in the 4th and the 5th. Not trying to single her out, but defensively, are those things you go back and look at, and situationally, maybe would you have liked her to try to get the lead runner in those innings as well?
I don't think she had a play. I'd have to look back and see what the spacing is, but I think based on the speed of the ball and where the ball was taking her, it would have been really close. And in those situations, you got to work for some outs.
And Andrew.
Coach, I know it's the end of the season here, but do you see this maybe as perhaps the beginning of something really special for your team? You're selling out the stadium. You got a lot of players coming back. Perhaps this will be a special era coming up for Mizzou softball.
I absolutely believe in that. I think, I mean, the buzz that's around the country on this program, I mean, you can see with the community and how they felt about Mizzou softball right now. And the amount of kids that have been watching, and my whole passion of when I took over at this program was I want to keep all Midwest kids home. I want Mizzou softball to be the feature school and everybody's dream school. And now when you get the exposure and you're playing at that level and you're from the Midwest, now you think it's a reality. And those are my expectations. I expect to be here every single year. I mean, I wouldn't be in this chair right now if I didn't have those expectations, but having people talk about our program all around the country and how excited they are for Mizzou softball, it's just going to lead to bigger and better things.
All right, that's it from Coach.
Thanks, everyone.
you.